So just when you thought you've seen it all, there's always something that comes up and you're just shocked and just, reshapes how you look at life, because there's always that one thing that pushes the boundary and exposes you to something new. Now, there is this channel and podcast that I've recently started listening to called Other People's Lives, and I'll go ahead and link it in the description. But basically, they have a bunch of people who come on and give stories about their lives. So it's not random call ins during a live stream. The way their process works is they have people email them and they go ahead and vet the person to make sure that everything, lines up as much as they possibly can vet it. So basically, like, what they'll do is people will email them. They'll go ahead and, get as much proof as they need to go ahead and, say, okay, this person isn't making this up. They really did this, or they really have this, or whatever. Then they schedule a call and they basically interview that person for about 40 minutes to an hour, hour and a half, something like that for an episode. And they release the episodes once a week. Now, for this episode that I saw, it actually isn't as recent. It's like few years old, but I still feel the need to talk about it. This woman came on and shared that she makes a living on OnlyFans from selling burp videos. Now, anybody who knows me in person knows I be telling girls all the time, if I was a girl, there's no way I would have a job. I would be, listen, there are so many different ways for females to make money in 2024 that it is insane. This girl makes a living. She said that she's not rich, but she also said that she lives comfortably and it pays her bills. That all she does, I don't want to say all she does, because it is a job at the end of the day. You're putting in time and effort and, you know, putting out content, but she sells burp videos. She gets on the mic in front of camera, in front of, creating videos and burps. And she has an entire audience that enjoys that. Now, I know a lot of people that are seeing this are going to say one or two things. They're going to say either it's weird or that it's not something that they would do. And I understand if it's not something you want to do. I know not everybody wants to create content like that for people to enjoy, but I think that it's one of those things where, listen, if it was me, it's just so easy in my opinion. Like, it's just too easy. I know it's going to be an actual job. You have to get up and, do it. But at the same time, it's just, it blows my mind the amount of things that women are able to do and ways that they can provide a living for themselves and possibly others to the point where they can even get rich. It's actually insane. She went on to say that she even has a name for her audience. They call themselves the Burp Boys, and they have like a community together. And she doesn't like the fact that some of them are embarrassed for what they're into. And I just think it's it's funny how you can create a community around basically anything. If there's something out there that one person likes, you can believe that there are a lot of other people. And once they gather together, it's a community bonding thing. Like, who knew that people would be able to bond over something like burping? Like, if I was a girl, I would probably do that. You know what I'm saying? I probably gotta do some digging, see if there's an audience of women out there who are into when guys burp. You know what I'm saying? I'll go ahead and grab some soda, maybe some Coke, some Sprite, whatever preference you have. You know what I'm saying? Maybe even Dr. Pepper. You know what I'm saying? If you really willing to, spend that dollar, you know what I'm saying? You willing to tip, maybe I'll even get some Dr. Pepper. You know what I'm saying? But that's just how I feel. I think that it's one of those things where it's like, who really cares if someone judges you for what you're into? Like, if you're not hurting anybody, you're not doing anything illegal, who cares, bro? As long as you're like an adult, and everyone else is adults. You're all consenting. Like, who cares, bro? Like, I had one person who I told this about a few days ago, and he was basically like, he wouldn't have, he or not wouldn't have, like, he owns them, but he wouldn't want his girl doing stuff like this online. I'm like, bro, it's just burps. Like, who cares? And he was like, some guys be weird and all this. I'm like, bro, she's not meeting any of these guys in person. They're not taking her out on dates or anything. Like, it's literally just through a screen. And if she wanted to, she could even crop out her face. Like, if she wanted to, she could have it just be like nose down to the point where they wouldn't even really know who she is. It's so much things that you can do. Like, you really can even make content like this and not even show your face. No one has to know who you are. You can create a brand new name, or a nickname would do even better. But it's just funny how some people are more closed minded and not willing to accept that this is a part of culture. I'm a firm believer, and I tell people this all the time, not just for content like this, but I think that regardless of whatever you do full time, you should always have like a second side thing, whether that be a second job or, something more passive like a YouTube or OnlyFans or stocks or whatever, like something passive where you don't have to be there to make money. Like, you can have your full-time job where you go in, clock in, and then leave. But if you have something that's more passive, like where you can, like, let's say you sell products and people buy your products, you might go to sleep and then wake up and have six more sales. Just something where you don't have to be working at that moment to be creating profit. I think that everybody should have something that they're doing. I know it's not necessarily an easy thing, but it's beneficial. So that way you have more peace of mind knowing that you're not just relying on one thing. Like, imagine if this was her side hustle and she had a full-time job. Imagine the amount of money she would be making. Like, she goes in, clocks in, does whatever she does, goes home, and then this is something that she did on the side. So, like, people might be purchasing her videos or whatever while she's not even there. Like, she could be in her sleep and have 4 new subscribers when she wakes up. It's always positive to have something on the side so you can just be more comfortable and possibly even thrive. She already makes a lot of money doing this. She basically lives off of it. So imagine if she had another job, like a real, I don't want to say real job because this is a job depending on who you're asking, but if she had a more common career choice, I'll say. Also, another thing that's interesting is, even though it's OnlyFans, she's not even doing nudity. I can't imagine if she posts pictures, like what kind of pictures would she post? But like maybe like stills from videos, but she's not even doing like what you think of when you think of OnlyFans. She's literally doing something that doesn't even require showing her body. She can be fully clothed and still gain subscribers because it isn't something that requires nudity or sex or anything like that. It's just it's interesting to me that some people would just reject this and be completely opposed to it. I understand that not everybody would be open to it, and obviously that's not going to be the case for everybody, but to be so closed-minded to believe that it's just the most absurd thing in the world is crazy. And you'll have a lot of people who will say things like, this is completely immoral and this person has no morals. And it's like, I don't understand how people say that, because morals are subjective. So what I deem moral may not be what you deem moral. What you deem moral may not be what I deem moral. We all have different values. And it's one of those things where it's like, you can't say that somebody doesn't have morals because they do something that you don't agree with. Not having morals or having values, that comes from you believing that something is wrong and you shouldn't be doing it, but you do it anyway because of some type of for some type of gain. So if I believe that there's nothing wrong with what I'm doing, then I'm not doing anything immoral because I'm not compromising my beliefs. Once you start compromising your beliefs, that's when you start to lose, your values, and you're going against your morals. But I appreciate you guys for watching this video. And for today's question, I have a very simple one. How do you guys feel about people doing OnlyFans content? Do you believe it's okay? Do you think that it should not be allowed at all, or that they shouldn't be able to do it? Let me know how you guys feel in general, and I appreciate you guys for watching the video. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'm out.